Good afternoon and welcome back to our channels.
Yeah.
I'm here with Deasis.
Long time no see.
Yeah, I know,
How
brother.
you do?
It's
All
good to
right.
see you again. We decided to come on and do a video today. Now, you're going to end up seeing this video
Yeah.
on his channel and my channel.
We've actually got two
Yeah.
phones right next to each other.
Yeah, so if we're looking one way or the other, just try to ignore that. So, but we wanted to say that 2/3 of the round table is together today, and we're glad to be back together. We are hoping that we can get the full-on round table back together. It's going to depend on John and his work schedule. He's got a lot going on work-wise, so we don't know when we're going to be able to do a roundtable reunion, but we're working on it, and I think we got a good chance of it happening.
I would like to. I mean, I definitely loved what I did. I think we all did.
Yeah.
Felt like we were doing something important.
And we had
And
been.
we were united.
Yeah. I mean, there were people sending us comments saying that they really appreciate what we were doing, and we seemed to be helping folks, and that's all we ever cared about, was wanting to help folks. So now let's go ahead and address the elephant in the room. If you've been in the XJW community for about a year now, or you know that me and Deasis worked together on the round table, we had just basically a falling out. Yeah. And we both said some things that we were very unkind to each other. Both of us did that.
Yeah.
And
Agreed.
And with the fact that people are at different stages of waking up, I felt like I might have been at a lower stage than Deasis was. And
in some ways.
Yeah, and what I mean by that is
I can be pretty damn crude. I won't let you completely take the fall.
Well, I appreciate that. But I had to get over the fact that, you know, we do have voices. We are allowed to speak how we feel. A lot of the things that we say is just our opinions, and maybe we'll say something that will help you guys out. I've gotten to the point in my life where if you don't like what I'm saying, or if you don't like me, you don't have to listen to me or follow me.
Absolutely. I mean, that's probably one of my least favorite things in the XJW community is the cancel culture. If you don't like something that an activist says, guess what? It's a free country. You don't have to follow me or Jimmy or Lloyd Evans or John or any of us. You know, you can simply go to another YouTube page or go to another group or carve your own path and do your own thing.
Yeah. How do you feel about the different stages of waking up?
How do I feel? I mean, I agree. There's definitely I have always, anyone who knows me knows that I've always been attracted to the more aggressive side, militant side. But, I mean, I won't lie. I mean, it was, you know, a lot of videos like Lloyd Evans, dare I say Lloyd Evans. You know, I definitely have my differences with him, but I'm not out here trying to cancel him either. You know, I disagree with a lot of his points. You know, in some ways I respect him, and you know, I voice those and I'll leave it at that. But I'm not gonna lie, there were you know, when I first started waking up, XJW Critical Thinker, XJW Analyzer, who we've had the pleasure of working with, and videos like Lloyd Evans or John Cedars definitely played a role in helping me to be more comfortable with coming out and doubting the organization, because they are a lot more middle of the road, right, so to speak. Berean Pickets is another one. Very middle of the road type of people.
Very good guy.
They're not
Eric Wilson.
Yeah, Eric Wilson. Or as he likes to artistically refer to himself as Mileti Vivlon. Yeah, he calls himself Mileti Vivlon also.
Okay.
And I can relate to that as an artist. That's pretty cool.
Well, I think that the biggest thing that needs to be done in the community is find a way to
unite.
Yes, yes. In so many words, yes. And
stop bitching about everybody.
And that's why me and Deasis are coming together, because we know that, yeah, we can do things separately. and we've done that. But we know that if we're together and we have John with
We're
us,
stronger together
yes,
than we are apart.
absolutely.
We're stronger together.
And even though you have your opinions about things, it's not my responsibility to try to control you or censor you or anything like that. So, because what you do, that's you.
Yeah, definitely.
And I know with me, what I'm trying to do with relationships that I have with people, instead of trying to be all up in a group or a clique, like I like to call it, I'm trying to build relationships with folks on an individual basis. So if Diaz says, he wants to hang out with somebody that I'm like, that's his. It's not going to affect our friendship.
No, it shouldn't.
So, yeah, it really shouldn't. So just having a more of a thick skin and showing mutual respect to one another, because we all have opinions. Some just voice them a little more than others.
Well, we're in this together. I
Yes.
think a lot of ex-witnesses forget that we are in this together, and it seems like they spend more time destroying other ex-witnesses and other ex-witness groups than attacking the main enemy here, which is Watchtower,
Yes.
the one who has victimized all of us and is still destroying millions of lives.
I mean, look what they're doing right now with what's going on in the world today. I mean, they are scaring the full NJWs. I mean, it's like with this COVID-19 thing. I'll talk to. Hey, by the way, one of the elders that was on the ambush videos.
Did he finally come out? He's like, you know what, hey man,
he caved and he's doing my taxes. So that's kind of cool.
There you go.
But he told me
it's called love.
Yeah, he told me that the brothers from the top told them that this was like 5 times worse than the flu, and that we should listen to what the government is saying. Get that? The elders said that we should be listening to what the government is telling us.
That's very interesting.
Now, I'm sorry. Y'all have seen my videos. Y'all have seen my Facebook page. You know how I feel about that. I don't think the government should be involved in telling us how we should live our lives.
No, not to that degree. No.
Yeah, not. I mean, there's guidelines and things out for our safety there's common sense out there. Common sense rules and things that they can say that makes it's common sense.
Believe whatever you want to believe. Fair enough.
Yep.
But for a virus that is supposedly, I think it's 8 or 9 times more infectious than the flu.
Yeah, something like that.
I don't see people dropping dead right or left or catching this thing. Now, okay, Jimmy's been over to my place in Winston-Salem, North Carolina, and Jimmy will tell you I live in probably the worst neighborhood in Winston-Salem. I mean, it is poor. There's a lot of crime. There's a lot of homeless shelters and a lot of homeless people. And their hygiene habits have not changed. I don't see them wearing a lot of masks. They're still staying at the shelters, I think, or at least they're still crowded around them all the time. They're still walking all around the neighborhood, all on the corner, everywhere. Nothing's changed. In fact, if anything, it seems like there's even more of them than there used to be. So for a virus that's so infectious, 8 or 9 times, if I'm not mistaken, and 4 times more lethal than the flu, which kills the shit out of people, I think it's very interesting.
Yeah.
That nothing's changed in my neighborhood. I mean, I've been around. I went to all the hospitals. I did a video on that recently. If you guys check out you too?
I did too.
Yeah, you check out our channels. We did, videos on this stuff recently.
Well, I went to work last week, and I went to an electrical company.
Dead as a doornail. Calm.
Yeah, and I went to this electrical company. I had an enrollment, and there was 30 guys in the shop.
Yeah.
No one had masks. No one had gloves. I started to give my presentation saying it was great to be back and not have to be in the social distancing environment. And I asked everybody there, has anybody been sick? They said no. 30 guys. I asked them, do you know anyone that's gotten sick from this? And they said no.
Yeah.
And on that day, I ended up shaking like 10, 15 hands. I just don't get it. And
I can't verify this, but if I'm not mistaken, I think they get a certain monetary incentive to put down that this is COVID related. And I also think it's interesting that it seems like the flu and pneumonia has suddenly disappeared.
And everything
Everything's
else.
become COVID.
Cancer, heart attacks.
COVID.
And see, they say that this is so bad and everything, but what you got to look at is because of this lockdown.
It's a full moon tonight. COVID.
Oh, by the way, this is just two guys shooting the shit. So
Yeah, you don't have to agree with us. So don't sit here. Oh, we need to cancel them.
Please.
Oh, I can't believe they would say something like that.
This is just us talking, okay?
Free speech.
So,
Eat shit.
but you threw me off on that one.
Sorry.
It's okay. But if you look at it,
You don't have to agree with us. We are not the authority on this.
because of the lockdown, and I'm in the insurance business, so I see this stuff. There's people
Oh, that's
that
right. You're in the health insurance.
yes, I see people
Damn.
missing their appointments for cancer screenings. I've heard of people having to put off their dental appointments. And you know how bad a dental issue can be for somebody? It can actually get so bad if you have a dental problem that it can affect your heart and cause you to have a heart attack.
Well, yeah, I mean, I've heard, I'm no doctor, but
I'm not
I've
a
heard of
doctor.
bacterial infections and
Yeah.
stuff resulting from that can.
So you
Mess
and
you
as
up
far
pretty
as
damn bad.
cancer is concerned, the best treatment for cancer is catching it early. So if all these appointments are getting pushed off, then that means if that person happens to have cancer, by the time they go to the doctor, it's going to be worse off than what it was if they could have had their appointment in the first place.
I mean, that makes sense.
I mean, and not to mention
Makes sense to me.
kids that are stuck at home with an abusive parent,
Yeah.
or a spouse that's stuck at home with an abusive spouse.
Definitely.
So
You have stagnation now,
yeah,
and that's driving everybody bonkers.
and there's going to be people that commit suicide because of this.
I believe that. I mean, it's messing. I think it's messing with everyone's morale. It's screwing with everybody's morale.
And then it makes me think, who would be perpetrating this?
Yeah.
Who
Yeah.
would want to cause this type of fear, panic, and chaos? Now, with us
I
being
wonder
in the
about that, too.
organization, we know that the Watchtower goes on fear, obligation, and guilt.
Yep.
That's how they keep everybody in there. And until you realize that, you're going to stay stuck in that organization.
Absolutely.
But this is what I've noticed, and I said it in a video I did before, but when I woke up from Watchtower, I had all these emotions. Then when I actually found out what was going on in the world, I felt the same way. I felt like I was waking up from another abusive control type situation. And it happened to be, for me, I noticed it in the mainstream media. Clearly.
Absolutely. I agree with that. They love to, well, how do I say this? Scare the shit out of us. So, yeah.
I decided to look down, make sure it was still recording.
No. Yeah, we're still recording. Another
Yeah.
thing that I'm thinking of, too, I have a friend who has a friend whose either mother or family member is one of the chief nurses, either at Wake Forest or Forsyth Medical here in Forsyth County. Well, we're actually in Alamance County now.
Yeah, we're in
Anyways, Triad, North Carolina, where we're at. And to quote her, and I'm not making this up, to quote her, this is bullshit. This whole thing is bullshit. That's a quote.
Yeah.
That's a quote from a chief nurse.
I mean, I watched a video last night of Fauci on March 8th saying, "Oh, the masks aren't effective. If you're in the middle of a pandemic, it's not going to. It may stop a droplet or two." But he didn't support it. But now he's come out and said, "Oh, everybody needs to wear a mask." But then if you look on the mainstream media and different sites that you can find, you'll see that while the cameras are rolling, they have their mask on,
Right.
and when the cameras are off, those masks are gone.
Really?
Yeah.
Okay, I haven't seen that yet.
Yeah.
I'll take your word for it.
I mean, it's just crazy. So now, me personally, do I believe that there is a virus out there? Absolutely. If you're older, if you have underlying respiratory issues, yes, please protect yourself like you would if it was the regular flu season.
Hell, it's called the flu, if you ask me, and it kills people every year, unfortunately.
But what I'm upset about, and getting more upset about, is the effect of the lockdown.
Yeah.
And how this lockdown has exposed governors and some mayors
And sheep.
and sheep
Stay at home. Stay at home, guys.
They're trampling the.
Don't you care about other people?
I feel like they're trampling the Constitution and our rights.
I kind of feel like that too. I mean, honestly, I do.
Because if you think about it,
they're protesting the hell out of this in California too. By the way.
Yes, California.
Can you blame them?
I think California's turning red, and that's why they want to do mail-in voting there. That's just my opinion. Just, yeah, please.
No. Yeah, all good. People are protesting the hell out of this. And I know people even here locally. I have a friend who is a bar owner. And he has damn near lost his business. They're barely going to compensate them. It's not going to be the same. The compensation is not going to match the loss that they obtained from the lockdown.
Yeah.
And a lot of small businesses are really, really getting their asses handed to them because of this. And, people are struggling to pay their rent. I work in property management, so I can tell you people are struggling to pay their rent. And granted, they are rolling out unemployment, but sometimes that is delayed, and sometimes it does not compensate their job loss or small business loss. And I guess I just wonder if it's really necessary because, like I said, I mean, half of the people are wearing masks, roughly. Half of the people don't give a shit, roughly. In the poorer community where I live in, the homeless, their habits haven't changed.
Yeah.
It doesn't look like anything's really changing. It doesn't look like anybody's any more sick than they would any flu season.
Yeah. One of the things that I've been saying is the Constitution is always in place. The Constitution is not suspended because of a pandemic.
Right.
So,
why are we quarantining like those doctors said? Why are we quarantining
the healthy? Exactly. If you're sick or afraid to be sick, you have the right to stay home.
Your ass at home.
Stay home. If you're scared, stay home.
Yeah.
But for everyone else out there, like that electrical company.
If I want to go to the store without a mask on, that's my business. What's it to you?
Have you
got
had
on a damn mask?
Have you had anybody look at you sideways because you walked into a store?
Yeah, I have. Yeah, I have. They sit there and think that you're some morally corrupt person. Well, it's fine because I look back at them like they're sheep. So it's fair.
Yeah, so I just feel like this lockdown has caused more issues for folks psychologically, financially, than it really needed to be. I really do.
Yeah.
And then when I see, government officials fining people for wearing masks or locking someone up because they're at the beach.
Right.
I mean, come on. We have the freedom to assemble. We have the freedom of movement.
Yeah, we do.
It's like I said, if you're scared, stay home.
I mean, this whole thing is really amazing because it really showed just how easy it is to put people into martial law. It was easy.
Or at least to control them, yeah.
It wasn't this crazy, no, you ain't gonna lock me up. No, people just, okay, all right, hurry up, lock me up. Thank you, government. Don't open the key either till this pandemic's over. And for everyone else out there, stay home. It could save lives.
Yeah, I just don't believe it. The mainstream media is not truthful. I mean, they've been caught several times using footage.
That's what I'm saying.
Footage
Thank you.
In Italy, they were using footage from Italy to show something. Maybe we can talk about maybe it coming down. That would be nice. Which would include Watchtower.
Hold on one second. Hey, okay, so I'm back. Sorry, ran out of space. I'm actually pointing at my other phone over here. I'm pointing at my phone. This is his phone. This is my phone. Sorry, I ran out of space because my film defaults to the internal storage instead of my memory card that I paid good money for. Anyways, okay, so we're back. We were talking about the coronavirus, and now we're talking about the political atmosphere around it. So,
yeah, for those on Diaz's channel, if you want to see what you missed, I do have it on my channel, the full thing so far.
Yeah.
So far.
Are you going to put it on YouTube?
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
Look up Jimmy Bell.
Yeah, it'll go on YouTube.
Yeah.
So, but yeah, I feel like there is some sinister stuff going on.
I do too.
I feel
I
like
agree.
there's going to be some people that are going to be arrested, hopefully, for things that they've done against this country. America is a beautiful nation. We have
Yes, it is.
We have.
I agree with that.
The Constitution. I'm a firm believer in the Constitution. If someone is trying to trample on the Constitution, then they need to be held accountable for that. That's how I feel. So, I mean, I know America, when it first came into existence, it was an experiment. It was an experiment that
Yep.
had never been done before in the world. And this has been going on for over 250 years now. Something like
Long time.
245 years.
It's been a minute.
So I guess our message today is unity. We just want to see people be able to express their feelings in a mutual way, have mutual respect for one another, and do everything that we can as activists to try to help folks along. Are we right all the time? Hell no. Do we make mistakes? Yeah, we do. But
Everybody does.
We're good people.
Some people just like to hide it.
Yeah, we're good guys. We just want to see everybody happy, thriving, and finding their own peace in their own life. And that's another thing we could talk about, the different ways you found peace in your life. Yeah, we really need to do a roundtable, John.
Yeah,
Come
man,
on, we need your equipment.
But yeah, no, I mean, getting back to it, everybody, makes mistakes, especially if you do a lot of videos, a lot of activism and stuff like that. So, for all those who, I don't know, won't let stuff go, I mean, I would say look in the mirror, because chances are you've got some dirt on you, just like we all do, that you would like to pretend doesn't exist. So, that's one thing that I am happy with right now as we're discussing this. We are not perfect. We're not going to sit here and try to act like we have been, because we haven't. We haven't. I'm not going to pretend. I'm not going to sit here and mudsling. I'll own it. And if you like what I say, great. And if you don't, that's fine. You don't have to watch me. You can do your own thing.
And I think as far as with what I'm going to do is, I'm just not going to engage.
Nah.
I have a goal. My goal is to expose and bring down Watchtower to the best of our ability, or like I said in the last video, or at least get them to the point where they're not harming people.
Yeah.
Okay. And then my second.
Fair enough.
And my second mission is to speak out against, the fakeness of mainstream media, the way the government is doing things. I don't know what happened to me, but I got really involved with that.
Yeah.
And I see a lot of stuff going on. And I know people think I'm crazy or deluded or, oh, you're a conspiracy theorist. Okay, yeah, whatever. For some reason, I just try to see things logically and I do critical thinking.
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, somebody truly honest will look at all sides.
Yes.
And try to at least be open-minded about all sides. I mean, it's like even, our colleague that we work with, John, he is more convinced that the COVID, situation is a reality.
Mm-hmm.
Now, we disagree, but I like the fact that John at least studied both sides of it.
Yeah.
And he, even said, you know what? This could all be a hoax. It could be this. I choose, after studying everything and all sides of it, to veer on the side of caution. I can respect that because
Absolutely.
At least he's not a sheep, and he made his own decision looking at both sides. What I'm seeing here with a lot of this is that people aren't even looking at both sides of it. They're just like, oh, believe the mainstream media, or it's all bullshit. Okay, now granted, now I'm on the bullshit side of it, but I would still encourage everybody that, is dealing with this, at least, try to examine all aspects. Try to look at all sides of it.
And it's like waking up from Watchtower.
Make your own damn opinion.
Watchtower has always said, well, if you're going to do research, do it from Watchtower stuff.
Yeah.
Don't go to outside sources. So when you're waking up from the organization...
That's a good point.
When you're waking up from the organization...
Yes, what he said.
What got me was, okay, well, what is the other side saying about Watchtower? So then I started to look into what the other side was saying about Watchtower, and I was like, holy crap, this is not what Watchtower was saying.
He was able to form a well-rounded opinion, and so was I, and so was all of us.
Yeah.
Because we were willing to consider all aspects and all angles. And I think that people need to do this with COVID. I think that people need to do this with politics and with every side.
Yeah, look at everything. Not just don't be.
Make your decision, but make an educated one, for crying out loud.
Yeah, absolutely. So, all right, what is it? 29 minutes. Okay, well, I tell you what, guys, I think we're going to wrap up this video, but I hope you guys enjoyed it. It's kind of a preview of some things that we can work on in the future together. This is kind of cool. I like this.
Good to be back again.
Yeah. As far as what we have coming up, Diasis has Watching Watchtower Facebook group. I have Toppling the Tower Facebook group. And we don't have a problem with somebody being members of both groups.
No.
We
Join both groups. Don't join either one of them.
Yeah, exactly.
Whatever floats your water,
yeah,
man.
Exactly. We run things a little differently, and we do that because people are at different stages of waking up. So just check us out.
And, you know, honestly, that's another thing I want to talk about, too. Now, we have always been drastically different in our worldviews and ways of handling things, and even our personal styles. And, you know, for instance, take Lloyd Evans. I have always disagreed with him on his stance against aggressive activism, or the more aggressive side or militant side of things. Now, I will say this as somebody who is pro-militant, pro-aggressive activist. I still support all aspects. If somebody wants to go about it differently, if somebody wants to go about it in a non-aggressive way, whether it be the Sharing Shoes campaign, or the boots on the ground, or protest or not protest, or, you know, casually unwitnessing to your relatives about it, I'm a believer that all of them are good, that all of them have their place, and that all of them work. It doesn't have to be one thing. You know, you don't have to get into a group and be one.
Is every
Support them all.
Is every machine or every part on your car exactly the same?
Not at all.
Would it run if everything was exactly the same?
Good point. No.
We're all different. This is a machine.
We work together, we're stronger.
Yes.
We're stronger together than we are apart.
So that's all we're asking the community is let's come together, let's do what we can to respect one another, and realize it's okay to have difference of opinions. It's okay. So
look at this cat right here. Hold on, I want to show everybody.
Oh,
this
is Salem.
Salem? You're a sweet kitty.
Yeah, this is Salem. He's a good guy.
There you go.
He's a good buddy.
He's just a good kitty.
So
I had to. He keeps walking around the chair.
All right, guys. Well, if you liked our video, hit like. If you like our channels, hit subscribe. Check out our Facebook group, Facebook groups, Watching Watchtower and Toppling the Tower globally.
Follow your own path. Make your own choices.
Yes, absolutely.
Don't believe haters and people who are further in their own agenda by trying to trash other people because they have no material of their own. Follow your own path. Do your own thing.
Absolutely. We love you all, and until next time, we'll see you later.
Peace out.